When I was a child, thought as a child, understood as a child, even behaved as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. But not today on Paul's podcast. We into another video. Title is Men Are Walking Away After Finding Out Children Aren't Theirs. Women ask, why not stay and pay? My title is, I forgot what my title is, but god dang, bitch, why? Heck no. Are you crazy? My question is, my title is, should men stay? Should men stay if the kid isn't theirs? Should men stay if the kid isn't theirs? That's my title. But let's see what's going on.
Walk away from a child that he has been raising for 3, 5, 10, 15 years.
She already tripping. Besides the title, she already tripping. She said, should a man walk away after being in the kid's life after 3, 5, what she say, 3, 5, 15? She done went from 3, 5, 8, 15 years. I'm gone after goddamn, hell, I'm gone. Y'all don't understand how much stress women put on us, like, especially nowadays. We going through so much. And then now you gonna pop out with a baby that's not ours after we already thinking that you already doing stuff from the past actions. Come on, man, y'all living crazy. Y'all don't want no accountability. Y'all don't want no accountability. Y'all don't want no. Y'all don't want to stand on business. It's like raising some kids. This shit don't make no sense. It's like y'all got the mind of a kid. Not all women. Some women, y'all just got the mind of a kid. Like, this shit crazy.
Simply because the DNA test shows that he's not the biological father. Hear me out here. I'm not being insensitive.
Y'all selfish. That's selfish. That's all it is.
I know that his world has just been turned upside down. I know he feels betrayed. He's devastated. I empathize. I sympathize with his predicament. However, how is one able to walk away from a child that one has bonded with, loved, nurtured, poured blood and
The same way we walk away from our relatives, our friends. I know some niggas don't walk away from their parents. Nigga, that shit. What's the old saying? Um, blood don't make us family. Blood don't make us family. And that nigga ain't in your blood. Deuces, a lot of stress off that man's neck. Especially if the woman was like just couldn't, you know, couldn't be able to put up with, like, bitch, I'm gone. What the hell you think?
sweat into simply because the DNA test shows that you're not the biological father. I understand getting rid of the wife or the girlfriend. The word I actually want to use starts with a W and rhymes with sure. Get rid of the W. But the children or the child, the innocent child, it is flummoxing to me. Now, I'm not a man and I do not know how this impacts men.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not a man. You don't need to be speaking. I mean, I ain't gonna say you can't be speaking on what to be speaking on and what to be speaking about. Open up. Ain't nothing to be like. I can't tell you what to be speaking on, but you're not a man, so cut it out.
I also know that there's deep shame. But were I in that predicament, of course I would be devastated. I'd be hurt and betrayed. But then I'd let the children know or the child know. You may not be my biological child, but you're still my child.
Looking for reliable car insurance that doesn't break the bank? With us, you get comprehensive coverage starting at just $19.
I love you. You're my child in my heart. I've bonded with you. I've raised you. so nothing changes.
No, everything changes. What do you mean simply because the DNA test said that it's not your child? Do you know the level of betrayal that that is for a man to have spent resources, time, effort, energy? Women will never understand that. They could never understand the possibility of a person divesting themselves from another human being. People do it every day, though. Women bond with men on a regular basis, say I do, and then over 80% of the time they decide that they want to file for divorce. In the same way that in an instant, a woman can say that, you know what, I no longer love you, and now I want to also tear your life apart and make sure that you don't have resources to be able to live the life that you want to, even though I said that I loved you and I wanted to.
Yep. Say all that. One slight argument. Baby ain't yours, so she could take the baby. That's another reason why. I mean, I congratulate the fathers um, that raise other people's kids. I used to be that father. I'm telling you, I used to this whole I used to be this whole story happened to me. I was dating somebody. You know how it go. I ain't find out the baby wasn't mine until the baby turned 2. I still talk to the boy to this day. He's like 15 now, I think. 15, 16. But that shit hurt. I was hurt and I felt relief. But a woman can't tell a man how to feel about that situation right there. I'm talking about that shit hurt. Especially if you a type like you see, if y'all know me, I'm in my kids' life, like my kids be rocking. So when I got that news and then guess who told me the news? Like guess who had a hunch? It's always your mama. Mama know. Mama got in an argument with the girl one day, women being petty. She's like, that baby probably ain't George. That baby ain't my son anyway. She really thinking this is my baby. So she's trying to stand on business like, I'm gonna go get a, DNA test and prove her wrong. Shit smacked her in the face. God damn, my mama was like, even my mama was sad because she was just talking. She really did think so, but she didn't. But my genes are so strong, so my mom was like, nah, that ain't your baby. Something in her heart was like, nah. Back to the story.
Wanted the best for you at one time, but I no longer actually understand exactly.
My homeboy just came here and it sounded like he said, I need your car. He said, car? Oh, you need my car, for real. Oh, my nigga need my car. Where the hell the keys at? Felicia. That's my homie, man. Your friends need to borrow your car. You gotta let them borrow your car. But back to the story, man. This woman right here, delusional. She'll not feel. The topic is, bro, women feel like men should take care of other men kids and they should stay and pay. That's the thing. Like if you had a baby by a woman, I mean, if you thought you had a baby by a woman and was yeah. So that's exactly what it is. It's like let me tell you, it's exactly taking on somebody else's responsibility. It's like playing. Let's see. It's like playing your PlayStation, playing Grand Theft Auto on story mode. You leave and you come pick up on another nigga story mode. That's what that feels like. You don't want to play another nigga career. Come on now. It's not right, man. It's not right. Y'all goddamn simps, get y'all life together, man. I respect it, but come on, man. You're wasting time, you're wasting energy. Could be doing something else better with your life, especially if you that guy. If you that guy, you ain't gonna have yourself in this situation anyway, not for too long like me. Like I said, I was in this situation. I said, heck no. I could have continued raising the kid, which I did, but on my terms. Don't ever let that woman pimp you.
Exactly why you don't want to pay alimony and child support to a person whose child is not yours. Because let's be clear, there's a lot of people that are paying child support for children that aren't theirs. There are a lot of people that actually adopted the child that wasn't there as a stepfather. So imagine the devastation that comes along with the fraud, because that's what it is. It's fraud because you knew you slept with somebody else and you knew that wasn't his child. Imagine the level of fraud that is being perpetuated, and then the men that suffer as a result of it. And you saying from a simple paternity test, DNA, that it's not yours, that men are supposed to continue to do this? Get the hell.
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of ways to get strong, and they all add up to one membership. The Planet
Hell out of here, bro. I can't even believe we having this conversation. How come? Here's a better question. How come we never, and I mean never, ever, 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 have a conversation about women that commit paternity fraud, and why aren't we advocating for paternity fraud at birth? Why are people so against paternity fraud at birth? That's what I'm really trying to understand. Forget all the rest of this stuff. Forget having a conversation about certain things and that and that. Yeah, I get it. Why are people so against? Why is this even a debate of whether or not people should test the paternity of the child at birth? You know why? Because I think that paternity fraud is way higher than we anticipated it. Listen, I'm thankful that we are in an era where we can test, DNA test quickly and find out whether or not that child is yours. Doesn't even matter if you do it at birth. I know some people are so stupid, they just don't take a woman's word for it, regardless. But I'm thankful that we live in an era where we have the technology to help men make better decisions. Because I will tell you that there was a time all throughout history where women probably committed more paternity fraud, and we didn't have the technology to be able to determine whether or not that was that child or not. It's a lot of y'all whose ancestors, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents probably had you or had your father's father's father with another guy, and y'all will never know it. Because why? We didn't have the technology to really prove it to be different. You just had to go with it, or you had to figure it out, or you had to assume, or you had to figure out whether or not you wanted to lean into your insight or understanding and your instincts, and you just had to suppress it. Why? Because you had already bonded with the child. Stupid, so stupid.
Now I know a lot of men worry about, oh, then I have to continue paying I have to pay child support now that we're not together. So what? I'd pay the child support. Because you know what? Even though everything has changed, nothing should have changed, because it's still the child that I raised, bonded with, and loved. And in an attempt not to pay child support, one ends up cutting off one's nose to spite one's face. Because you got to look at the big picture, the relationship with that child, the continued relationship, and the ability to go ahead and raise and nurture that child, because you already have that bonded relationship. But once again, because I'm not a man, I do not understand how anybody can walk away from a child. Story time. My husband had a boss about 20 years ago. This gentleman's son had some medical issues. And to make a long story short, he found out that his 19-year-old son was not his biological child. Needless to
I'll probably be at Jumpers.
say, he was devastated. But you know what? He had raised this child for 19 years.
He should immediately file a lawsuit, ask for her to be arrested, locked up in jail. There has to be a law for when somebody discovers that a child isn't there. It has to be some consequences.
And if it ain't no consequences, it ain't no law. Whatever, if that kid so happens to get rich or real off, I yeah, okay. That kid need to be goddamn. That parent need to be confiscated. what's the word? Compensated. God damn it. Like that parent that's not a parent, that's just really just a goddamn babysitter, need to be compensated. God damn it.
That go behind that. We can't just let that. Yo, every time I hear this type of story, that break my heart.
Breaks
Was
my
paying for
heart.
college. This was his son, and he was not gonna let him go. And my heart broke for him, but I was so proud of this man because he did not walk away from his child. And I think at times some men might think walking away from the child is a way to punish the woman for her betrayal. But at the end of the day, the person you're hurting is the child. And I can't help but wonder.
I don't give up. It's not about me. It's not about hurting the woman. It's about my peace. It's not about hurting the child. It's not about hurting the woman. What about me getting hurt? What about me? You just don't give a fuck about us, huh? Don't give a fuck about us. We just supposed to be tough. Like, fuck it, brush it off, just pay for that shit. Like, fuck it. No, man, we tired of paying for shit that we don't need to pay for. We tired of paying for shit and not being appreciated about. We tired of that shit. I know I'm tired of that shit, but I appreciate everybody appreciate everything I do for them. So I don't hang around people that not appreciative because I'm appreciative to everybody to do something for me.
Won't you be traumatized as a person walking away from someone that you've bonded with, that you've loved? For the man, isn't that traumatic? I mean, I really do not understand. I just cannot relate. And once again, I'm not a man. I'm sensitive to the hurt, to the pain, to the betrayal. But is it right to walk away from a child you've bonded with simply because the DNA test shows that you're not the biological father?
This is the craziest stuff that I've ever heard of in my entire life. I'm not going for it. I don't suggest that you guys go for it. I think that you guys got to be more careful with who it is that you align yourself with, but at the same time, protect yourself.
Yes.
Get that DNA test. Don't just take people's word for it. Don't trust nobody. Protect yourself. And until there's laws that actually punish people for fraud like this, laws for fraud.
This is fraud. It should be fraud. This law should be fraud at the highest capacity. You fucking with, like, you know what I'm saying? They want to goddamn lock your ass up for fucking with people's finance and shit. You need to lock niggas up for fucking with niggas mental stability, just life, nigga. This shit crazy.
Fraud when it comes to paternity should be, you get worse consequences doing PPP loan fraud. You get worse consequences doing all of that. So you're telling me that it's illegal for us to steal from the government, but it's not illegal from us to steal from each other.
I told you to call me.
People should not be punished. You know what? I can't think of a worse type of betrayal. Betrayal of her cheating on you, sleeping with somebody else, or whatever, but you raising another man's child, thinking that it's yours, has to be the worst type of betrayal that you could possibly ever do in life. The worst ever. I don't understand it. I don't understand how y'all can validate it and justify it and think that it's okay. You literally have women out here telling men that, but why would you punish the child? Bitch, why you punish the child? That's what I would tell her, straight up to her face. Always like to leave links back to the content creator because that's the right thing to do. Make sure you guys tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T Genly, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I want to know what y'all think. Tired of this comments. Peace.
Sorry, y'all.
Thicker, fuller hair starts with Hims. Discover sprays, chews, and serums.
Anyway, yeah, y'all delusional. Delusional. Mm-mm. Y'all, some of y'all really think that shit cool. Like y'all really think that shit cool. That's how y'all know y'all something wrong with y'all. Anyway, over and out.